Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card tarot readings for the week of April 3rd. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We had the Tarot of the Divine with Amethyst, the Tarot de Marseille with Tiger's Eye, and the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Lapis Lazuli. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And of course, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. Alright, let's throw down the cards. What is that? 10 of Swords reversed, don't panic. And what is this? This is the 9 of Cups reversed. Well, that's nice. With the King of Coins reversed at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting that the Queen of Coins and the King of Coins both showed up in your reading. Let me see. Is this well framed for you? Oop, a little low. Give me. Yeah, I zoomed in as tight as I reasonably could. This should work for you. Great. Group 1, there's a sentence that came to mind as I was staring at your reading, which is don't give up on your dream. And there are 2 potential ways where this can come into play. One thing is for sure, the 9 of Cups being reversed in the middle of your reading here is an indication of your wish being fulfilled, but later or something. I'm reading this more as a delay, but the 10 of Swords in reverse here, I'm reading as a temptation to close a chapter prematurely. I would encourage you to celebrate every win, alluded to by the 4 of Wands here. And I think that the main ways that you might be lured away from your dream is it comes into how to interpret this 2 of Coins here. It can be that sometimes when, other priorities come up, it's important to focus on them, but it is... you're basically being invited or reminded that you can find the balance to take whatever this week throws at you and give it attention without completely turning the page on what you're really after. And the other way that this could come into play is how whatever unplanned for thing might arise for you this week might put you in a situation where you falsely believe that you absolutely have to pick one of the 2. I think that this card here is a reminder that you can have both, but sometimes it involves forestalling a bit something in order to focus on something else temporarily. Just be careful to not give up on your dream prematurely, which is the central part of this reading, like literally the center. So what else was I going to say? Yeah, honestly, this week is looking pretty good. Just remember to be patient with yourself. And to celebrate every win. That is the bottom line. So, thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Oh, well, there we go. Oh, the Empress and the Emperor showed up, which may or may not mean something for you, but I will take a look at this reading in a moment here. I'm being a little OCD on the placement. It'd be funny if I gave all this attention for it to be a little crooked for you. Oh, great. Group 2, it's looking like a very busy week for you. It's looking like a week of advancement and tapping into the flow. And it's also looking like, well, actually, it depends on whether you're the Emperor here or whether you're the Page. But either way is good, because the Emperor seems to be leading the fray. I could not, like, I'm so... I can barely speak. I was so captivated by the fact that this flow here is pretty clear, with the Eight of Wands in the middle of your reading, signifying a lot of advancement. And I think that the only warning, or the main warning, is to make sure that while you're in the flow, to not lose track of some tiny little details, which is coming to the front through the Empress here, who is seated and taking a peek in the opposite direction that these two guys are going, you know? So, like I was attempting to say a little earlier, before I got all, before I started stumbling with my words, like I still am right now, whether you're the Emperor or the Page, or the Empress, actually, it's not clear which one is you, but it is clear that no matter which one is you, is a good situation, because we have the right leader at the front. We have someone who's coachable, going with the flow, even though it might not necessarily be their element. You know, we have a cup here with all these wands and swords here. But I would say, don't get so caught up in the flow that you miss tiny little details. And if someone points out tiny little details that to you in the moment might not seem important, this might be, I would heed that with extra attention for this week, Group 2, because as annoying as it is to have someone remind you of some detail that you don't think is important because you just want to go, that person is on the same team. I mean, it's the Emperor and the Empress, so they're like actually on the same team. So try to keep that in mind, and try to remember that they want what's best for you. So that is what I have for you, Group 2. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, Group 3, Team Lapis Lazuli here. Let's see what we have for you for this week. Let's look at the cards. Ooh, well, that's a nice way to open. Wow. This is looking like a really good week for you, Group 3. Give me a second here. This should be good for you. Oh, awesome. Group 3, sometimes when we're capitalizing on a new opportunity, it gives us a chance to find out what we're made of. And I think that this is looking like an important week for you, or at least a good week in the sense of there's a lot of freshness and newness. We have an ace and two pages here. And you know, the overwhelming majority of your reading is upright. That's awesome. Just remember that, and I say this a lot, but I'm going somewhere with this. When an opportunity arises, turning that opportunity into what you want it to be, into that big vision that exists in potential within the opportunity, it takes time. And I think that this is an opportunity for you to take knowledge that you have accumulated up until this point and actually begin putting it into practice for this opportunity. And the weird thing is the star here, I am not reading the star as I usually do. I'm reading the star more as balance, you know. The star card here, this lady is pouring one jug of water on water and the other one on land. And there's also the nakedness of this woman, which I'm reading as vulnerability. So all in all, don't be afraid to be vulnerable and to find the balance between how you can apply your knowledge in practicality while you move forward on this opportunity, and also keep in mind that the victory might not come right away, but this opportunity is definitely something that you're ready for. So just find the balance between the practicality and the theory, and don't doubt yourself. You're more capable than you realize, and fortunately, by taking action, going on the adventure, and moving forward with this opportunity, you can hopefully come to realize that. So that was a mic drop right there. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. If you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps to jump ahead a couple seconds. I'll see you there. All right, let's do it for oracles. This should be fairly well centered. Good. Group A, I dropped your card shortly after choosing it, so it might be upside down. All I know about your card is that it's purple. Let's take a look. We have creativity. One thing about this deck is that the purple cards are pretty unambiguously good. If you had to sort all the cards as good or bad. But anyway, this is looking like a week for you to come up with novel solutions to problems. And creativity is also about connecting things that didn't obviously seem connected. So just keep an open mind and remember that some random thing or some random skill that you picked up years ago, some random factoid that you picked up years ago might be relevant here. Sometimes creativity is about connecting things that we wouldn't necessarily connect, but just be open to that shit, Group A. Group B, can we finally get a full moon in Libra? Full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Well, this is pretty straightforward. I think it fits fairly well with every reading that I gave. Just remember that, well, it's a warning against stinking thinking, as Zig Ziglar would say. Just remember that, nobody's perfect. And as much as we might want something, it doesn't... making mistakes along the way to getting what we want is normal, and that's fine. Taking the risk and making those mistakes is what makes you better and better with every iteration, basically. Group C, your card is blessed. Well, this is pretty simple. This is looking like a good omen to be open to luck, be open to serendipity, and to also practice gratitude, because sometimes blessing is sometimes a blessing is receptive when you receive it. Sometimes a blessing is active when you're actually spreading your joy and gratitude throughout the world. Group D, your card is recognition. This is a full moon in fire. Give me a second to stare at this card here. This is looking like a week that's a climax for you. Just remember that recognition is something that you give and receive, and it's okay to... Because sometimes people don't like receiving compliments. This might be a week for you to not be afraid to take the stage and to actually stand strong in the credit that you get for things that you deserve, because you've earned it. Yeah, I think that was a mic drop right there. So thank you very much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, or if you like this video in any way, please give this video a like. Really helps me out a lot. And on that note, y'all take care. Y'all have a great week. I'll see you soon.